We are going to talk about K-pop music and people. Hi, it's me, Princess Mai, and welcome back to another episode of AITA K-pop Edition. This is our 4th episode, so if you haven't watched our previous episode, you can watch it here. Welcome to IATA Stories. Whether it's about biased arguments or controversial takes, let's decide who is DA. And if you haven't subscribed, remember to click on the subscribe button below. Let's get on with it. And the first story, am I DA for criticizing K-pop? A friend of mine has become absolutely obsessed with K-pop. I have no issue with the fandom stuff, but I was fortunate enough to continue working full-time during COVID, whereas my friend hasn't had a job in 7 years. She's on K-pop Twitter all day with no break. I've been receiving non-stop links to memes, music videos, show segments, etc. I understand that she has nothing to do and I try to engage a little like, oh, I enjoy this music video, or this song isn't my style, so she can feel supported in her interest. The truth is, I don't care for K-pop much. It's fun pop music, so I get why others do. I've enjoyed some of the songs she's recommended and they're on my Spotify playlist now. I just have trouble getting into fandom aspects because, to be honest, all the groups look really similar. All the groups have similar hair. There's always the blonde one, for example, wears similar outfits, makeup, choreo, etc. Like in Western music, there's trends that artists follow. I don't know if K-pop is all like this or just what my friend happens to send me or how it compares to Western music, since I don't really follow music videos or whatever, just albums of artists I like and if I happen to enjoy what's on the radio. My friend usually sends me girl group stuff, but recently sent me a solo man's music video. I actually really liked the song and went to check out his boy group too. I haven't been through all their stuff yet, and there's stuff I dislike, but I like quite a lot of their old stuff. I sent my friend a music video saying I was listening to this lately and she said she couldn't believe I wouldn't stand girl groups but would eat up boy group scraps. And yes, there are people who are really against boy groups for whatever reason they have, and if they have a fan account they will write down girl group stan only. And honestly, I think it is quite tiring to become an anti of groups or people that you don't know. Let's call her Sophie. I honestly think Sophie is being a good friend for replying, even though she's not exactly interested in the content. You don't have to watch all the videos that your friends send, but she does and she replies to them. I felt a bit insulted, especially since I only even gave any of this stuff a chance because she's become obsessed about it. I was trying to break ground on this becoming a shared interest since it was just her being obsessed and me saying haha back sometimes. I said I had a hard time standing girl groups since they all look similar and I'm not really attracted to overly feminine women with lots of makeup. Something she knows because I've complained about the same thing with Western artists, like how I hate the baddie Insta contouring makeup look celebs have now. She immediately started going on about double standards. She went on about double standards. So I said I don't even stand boy groups either, and they all have the same thing going on too. It's almost as if a celebrity industry where trends are strictly followed, just like in American music. And in our country, we're not even American. The songs in our language are all the same too. I do feel it's worse in K-pop, and she told me it was a high conformity culture, and because they all get plastic surgery at some other point in time, apparently it's like 1 in 5. I don't know exactly, I got my info from her. Then she called me racist because I think all Asians look the same. Am I the A for what I said? Was it racist? Okay. Were you racist for saying that all Asians look the same? Yes, and usually they are accompanied by some insults and some gestures that are quite impolite, and some people get hate for not looking Asian because they don't look like the stereotypical Asian that's in those person's minds. So let's break it down. Sophie is not interested in K-pop. Her friend sends her many K-pop videos and it's all girl groups so and so. And then Sophie gets interested in one K-pop boy group, sends it to her friend, and suddenly her friend calls her out for liking boy groups, which is also a K-pop group. I believe Sophie's friend is quite unfair for doing that because for once, Sophie wants to share something that she's interested in, and what does Sophie get in return? Hate. As individuals, we all like different things, and even if you're friends with someone, you do know that your friend may not like the same things as you. Of course, if your friend is a robber or somebody who is, doing illegal stuff, then consider having different friends and moving yourself away from that friend. But if your friend starts to insult what you like, then you should maybe reconsider her status as your friend. Alright, so there is an update to this. So she clarified, I don't really know K-pop groups, so I don't know the ones you're naming, but how is it racist to say many of the groups she shares with me wear similar clothes, have similar choreo, makeup, etc. I don't really know about boy group makeup, and I'm less, so I'm no judge of their attractiveness or anything. Is Stan Twitter the same thing as K-pop Twitter? She's 28 by the way, and I'm 23. She's just saying that all of the girl groups that her friend sends to her look like they're always having the same concept, wearing the same clothes and everything. And this was posted 4 years ago when the girl crush boom happened, which is fair because there were so many girl crush concepts 4 years ago, and now we're getting more diverse. Is Sophie DA for saying that she feels that they look similar in terms of concept? No, because she's just stating her opinion and they were having a conversation. But if she did say that Asians look the same, then yes, she is the A. What's the story? I have no idea, but I think the two of them will have to talk it out. And next story, am I the A for telling my sister the real reason why my fiance was absent from her wedding? I am a 30-year-old man. My fiance, Shelly, is a 26-year-old woman. Ever since I met Shelly, she has been open about one of her interests, which is Korean music. It's not exactly my jam, but I'm always happy to hear her talk about it. I was not aware early in our relationship though that by Korean music, she particularly meant one specific male pop star. His name is Kai. Since we began cohabiting last year, I've also come to learn that it's less of an interest and more of an obsession. She spends an inordinate amount of time looking at his pictures, following his fan communities, and listening to his music. If I'm being perfectly honest, it's a huge turn off for me personally, but people will like what they like, I suppose. Last summer, my sister told us that she was getting married and we were super happy for her. We immediately RSVP'd for her wedding, which was on Friday, January the 12th. However, in December, Shelly came up to me and told me that she couldn't attend my sister's wedding. When I asked why, she responded that she was going to be in South Korea at that time. So Kai is from the group EXO, and I myself, I am an exo-l, and yes, his birthday is on January 14th. And if you don't know who is Kai, he is Mr. Rover. That was his last album before he enlisted abruptly, actually. So I figured that Kai was having some sort of a performance or fan meet and greet, but it was even worse. Shelly wanted to attend a fan-held birthday party event. Apparently, his birthday is January 14th, which is today's date in South Korea. I asked if she was out of her mind, seeing as A, she doesn't speak Korean other than some of the lyrics that she's memorized, B, she doesn't have that much money and lives primarily off of what I make, and C, she was going to prioritize some random pop star's birthday party over her fiance's sister's wedding. Okay, the concept of a birthday party is sort of like a fan meeting, but it's more of a talk show kind of vibe. So it runs for about 2 hours. And what happens at a birthday party? If you're a really big fan of somebody, you would book tickets to see him or her wherever it is, because it's something that will make you feel happy. But in this case, she knew that her fiance's sister's wedding was on January the 12th, and she was informed of this date in advance. So I don't see any reason why she couldn't go for the birthday party after the wedding. Maybe attend the wedding first and then have a flight on the 13th or on the night of January 12th at like maybe 11:59 p.m. or something, like a late night flight. So I can see where he's coming from when he says that his fiancée, Shelly, is becoming obsessed or is obsessed with this man, because usually you would go family first, especially if it's a date, an important date, because a wedding happens only once. It is his sister's wedding and it's a special event for him, so she should be there with him to attend the event. Shelly told me that she was going and that was that. Before she left for the trip a few days ago, on my birthday actually, she begged me to tell my sister that she couldn't go because she was sick. I really didn't want to talk about it and I just told her okay. And that's even worse because Shelly took a flight on the day of her fiance's birthday. Well, yesterday was my sister's wedding. It was a lovely ceremony. My sister and her husband were confused as to why Shelly wasn't there, and I immediately fessed up that she was in South Korea for an event. My sister was a little upset, but I told her not to let it ruin the day for her. After the wedding, my sister apparently emailed Shelly, telling her that she wished she would have been upfront because she could have saved some money on her food for the event, and then Shelly emailed me furious about me telling the truth. Was I wrong to tell her the truth, or were my actions justified here? Okay, I'm not sure if this is a real story anymore because they said that they emailed each other in 2024. I'll assume that they are colleagues or something and that this was a copy and paste story. I don't know. Am I judging? I'm not sure. But usually people would send a text or WhatsApp, Telegram, Snapchat, whatever. Was he wrong to tell her the truth? Personally, I do not think it's wrong for him to tell her that his fiancée Shelly went overseas to see someone else instead of attending the wedding. His sister wouldn't get worried about Shelly. And yes, his sister could have saved some money or invited someone else in Shelly's place. Let's say she booked a hotel to have her wedding. The cost of the wedding would go by the number of people that are attending. It could be about $150 per person, around there, or even more depending on the size of the venue and what she had planned. Shelly could have sent her regards to his sister directly and through a text or something and let her know what was going on. In conclusion, no, you are not the A for telling your sister the real reason why your fiancé couldn't come. Let's move on. Am I the A for kicking out my K-pop obsessed sister? I, 22F, live with my grandma who I'm taking care of because she's in a bad health condition. My sister, 20F, moved in with us 3 years ago. She's been absolutely obsessed with K-pop since she was around 13. She's been listening, going to concerts, and making dance videos. I wouldn't say obsessed yet because listening to music, going to concerts of something that you're a fan of is completely normal. Like, for example, Taylor Swift. There are so many Taylor Swift fans around the world, or maybe casual listeners, they do go to a concert as well. I wouldn't say obsessed yet because I haven't read the full story, but making dance videos is completely normal. The problem is her absolute dream is to become a K-pop star in Korea, and she's certain that a K-pop manager will notice her and take her to make her a K-pop idol. She quit high school when she was 16 to train singing and dancing. She moved in with me because she couldn't find a job, and we agreed that she will help me with taking care of grandma or help around the house, giving her meds, bathing, cleaning, etc. She was a member of a dancing team for a year and she would make some money by doing performances with them, but she quit because she wanted a solo career and she didn't have any job since then. Our parents have been paying me money for taking her in, but 3 months ago, Dad had to quit his job because of an injury he got. Now they can only pay for half of the rent, and I gave her a notice that she will have to move out if she can't find a job in a month. She claimed that she was working hard for her dreams, and I call her delusional for still believing that she'll become a K-pop idol. I told her at this point she may even need professional help. The month went by and she still doesn't have a job, and our mother have been calling me to not kick her out and let her experience her dreams in peace and to stop abusing her. I told her I was not abusing her, but I can't take care of grandma and her. I talked to grandma about her. Grandma told me that she's been barely helping her. She wouldn't cook because she can't. She does clean though, but she doesn't go out to buy groceries or grandma's meds. I told my sister she will have to move out next week. She had a notice, and I asked her multiple times to find a job already. Now my parents are berating me for breaking my sister's heart. Am I the A? Is this the youngest child thing where the parents expect the oldest sibling or sister to take care of the youngest child as if the older sibling does not have a life of their own? Let's call her Susie. So Susie's little sister had a very simple requirement, which was to clean the house, cook, and get her grandmother's medicine to stay with her. And although she says she can't cook, you can learn to cook by watching videos online and even trying actually, or going out to buy food. And she can't do that, so she does not fulfill anything. And Susie has her own job as well, which is a full-time job and to take care of the grandma. But with Susie's sister at home, she has to take care of Susie as well, which is extra work. Her parents give her money because Susie's sister's staying there, but that money would go to food, electricity, the bills, everything. And it sounds like Susie's sister could find a job, which is to join a dance team and continue dancing for gigs and performances and earn some pocket money. But it sounds like Susie's sister does not want to do that at all because she wants a solo career. And if you do not have connections in the industry or have a large following, it is going to be really difficult to start a solo career. So is Susie the A for kicking out her K-pop obsessed sister? No, I would say no this time. And it sounds like Susie's sister could use some independence and a small wake-up call from this. And that is all for this week's episode of MIDA. If you like this video, remember to subscribe and leave a like below. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. See you next time, princess!